Without sleep, you'll die. Drama aside, most of us will never get to that point. However, sleep disorders like sleep apnea or even minor sleep problems are very, very common, and they can have a lasting impact on your health. We all know what sleep is, at least on a basic level, because we've all done it, but scientifically, sleep is complicated. We still don't fully understand why higher life forms, animals and humans, need to sleep. We just know that we have to do it. You might have heard the statistic that sleep takes up an average of 1/3 of a person's lifetime. It comes as no surprise that something so universal and time-consuming is integral to how our bodies work. I want to share a little bit about why exactly sleep is so important, how it works, and the different sleep cycles, and give you some easy to implement sleep hacks so you can spend more time getting good sleep and less time counting sheep. A lot of you are looking to improve yourself and quality of life through healthy diet and exercise. Sleep is the third missing piece. Just like exercise, sleep can reduce brain fog and helps mental performance. It helps boost your mood, alleviate mental disorders, and prevent stroke, dementia, and heart problems. So yes, sleep is very important. Some of the positive effects of sleep seems to be a direct impact of getting a good night's rest. For example, one major study found that too much sleep increases the risk of heart attack and too little increases the risk of CHD or coronary heart disease. Other sleep benefits are indirect, like weight control. Whether you're a client or you just watch my YouTube videos, you probably heard me say that weight loss is all about calorie deficit. You need to be burning more calories than what you're eating or you can't lose weight. At face value, good sleep doesn't seem to have anything to do with that, but the catch is that losing weight and building muscles are both consistent behavior. You may think that you have the sheer willpower necessary to make good, healthy decisions, but it doesn't always have to do with willpower or how much you want to make the right choices. Your body and brain chemistry have a thing or two to say about your decision-making progress. Poor sleep can cause imbalances in the hormone leptin and ghrelin, and that imbalance can increase appetite and hunger cravings. You might be able to power through it, but is that something you can deal with forever? And if that was enough, sleep deprivation can also ruin your decision making. Frontal lobe activity dulls when you're sleep deprived, which impairs your self-control and decision making. You might not even realize that you're making a bad decision until you regret it. I always emphasize creating diets and exercise plans that are sustainable in the long run. Poor sleep can turn an amazing health strategy into a boom and bust cycle. Now be honest, how many times have you skipped a workout just because you were tired? This is probably the most obvious downside of getting poor sleep. If you're tired all the time, you aren't going to feel like putting in the hard work necessary to get in good shape. Not taking care of your sleep means that you're setting yourself up for failure. But you probably already knew that, even if you didn't know the specifics. The problem is that you can't always fix sleep issues on your own. That's what sleep tests and sleep monitoring devices are for, like the one offered by our video sponsor, Sleep Doctor. So this is not the first sleep test I've done, but the difference between the tests I've done in the past and the Sleep Doctor test is like comparing an old Motorola flip phone with the latest iPhone. The way this test works is so simple. The first thing you do is that you get on a phone call with a sleep expert that will guide you through the process of the sleep test. Then you'll get a box sent to your home with a little monitor to put on your finger, another monitor on your chest that will send signals to an app that you download. After the sleep test is done, after one night, you'll get on a phone call again with a sleep expert that will guide you through all the results. Super simple. I love that it gave me such an insight about my sleep and what I can do to make it better. For example, this test diagnosed me with mild sleep apnea, which I kind of already knew from an old test. What this test showed me, and the old didn't, was that I only have issues when I sleep on my back. We'll always hear about how many benefits there are to sleeping on our back, and this explains why I never feel comfortable doing that. Moving forward, this is great info that I can use to change my sleep for the better. Whether it's picking sleep positions or exploring medical treatments for sleep apnea. If you're interested in improving your sleep, Sleep Doctor will give you 50% off. I'm going to put the link in the description below, or you can go to trysleepdoctor.com/Magnus. Now back to the video. Not all sleep is created equal. Everyone goes through different phases while sleeping, called sleep cycles. Sleep doctors use two broad categories to describe sleep. REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement, and then NREM sleep, which is non-rapid eye movement. You cycle between those two eye movement categories every time you sleep. And by rapid eye movement, sleep doctors mean literally movement of your eye underneath the eyelid while you sleep. You might have watched a family member or a pet go through the same thing. It looks a little unsettling as an outsider, but it's nothing to worry about. In fact, you need REM sleep to be healthy. From what we know today, REM sleep is necessary for emotional processing, memory, consolidation, and learning. So if you're not getting enough REM sleep, your ability to learn, remember things, and cope with your emotions on a day-to-day basis might get worse. If you're way more forgetful after a poor night of sleep, now you might know why. REM sleep is also when people tend to dream. Some studies have implied that up to 80% of all the times people remember their dreams is because they woke up during REM sleep. Otherwise, they will likely forget what they were dreaming about. Your body will lock up from the chin down during REM sleep, or at least partially. Technically, what's happening is a reduction in muscle tone. Scientists think that this is to prevent people from acting out their dreams. Without the paralysis, everyone would be sleepwalking. Sleep paralysis is actually the experience of waking up during REM sleep before your neutral temporary paralysis have worn off. Sleep paralysis aside, REM sleep is definitely a good thing. Unfortunately, it's also the type of sleep that you will most likely miss out on if you're waking up frequently during the night. That's because it only makes up about 20-25% of your sleep time on average. And REM sleep makes up the rest. When you fall asleep, you'll never jump to REM sleep right away. You need to go through NREM sleep first, which is in turn made up of different stages. Stage 1 goes by the first 1 to 10 minutes. You're still drifting to sleep at this point, and it's easy to wake up. Stage 2 lasts longer, starting at 10 to 25 minutes and progressively gets longer with each cycle of NREM sleep. It's not considered a deep sleep, but it's much harder to wake up from stage 2. Stage 3 and 4 are deep sleep, or in a sleep doctor's term, slow wave sleep, referring to your brain waves. Stage 3 is only a few minutes long, quickly leading into a much longer stage 4 sleep. In your first sleep cycle, stage 4 sleep will typically last 20 to 40 minutes. I spent a lot of time hyping up REM sleep, but NREM sleep is just as important for all the sleep reasons I mentioned earlier in the video, and because this is when your body is doing the most to repair tissue and heal your body. If you've been building muscle, NREM sleep is crucial for you. Another thing you need to understand is that you must go through stage 4 of NREM sleep before you begin REM sleep. Then the cycle continues for as long as you're sleeping. You might have already put 2 and 2 together. You need to stay asleep, or at least through one of the sleep cycles, to reap the full benefits of a sleep. And of course, you also need to sleep enough overall for it to be of value, which is usually around 8 hours for an adult. So if you like to take naps, try to make sure that they last at least 60 to 90 minutes to get through a full sleep cycle. I mentioned that sleep doctor test that diagnosed me with mild sleep apnea. What's interesting is that disruption in your sleep due to sleep apnea are most likely to happen during the REM sleep, or the first 2 stages of NREM. You might not remember waking up, and you will probably fall back asleep within seconds, but even small disruptions can leave you feeling exhausted in the morning. Bad sleep is a vicious cycle, and it gets harder to make good choices about sleep the worse your night was. I want to share with you some tips or sleep hacks that you can use to get back on track. But I also want to make you understand that it's very much a slippery slope. There's no point of kicking yourself for failing all the way to the bottom. Just pick yourself back up and try to implement these sleep hacks however you can. Although I call them hacks, these tips are actually science-backed, and they're often referred to as good sleep hygiene. The lifestyle choices that you make to get good healthy sleep counts towards good sleep hygiene. And the choices that hurt your ability to sleep are considered bad hygiene. The first sleep hack is probably one you've heard over and over again, especially if you have insomnia and complained about it to your friends and family. As annoying it is to hear that you just need to get more exercise, it really does help. Being physically worn out will help you feel tired, but that's only the beginning. Those great feeling endorphins that you get during or after a solid workout helps you relax, and that can carry over staying stress-free once it's time for bed. During sleep, your blood pressure will decrease and your body's temperature will lower. By exercising during the daytime, you're signaling to your body that it's time to be awake by raising your blood pressure and temperature. Doing light exercise before bed can be helpful because your body will work to cool you off after you warm up. It mimics the colder body temperatures as you get ready to fall asleep, which can make you drowsy and ready for a solid night's rest. This might not be the solution you're looking for if you're already exercising regularly or have a full days at work. If we're being realistic, fitting in more workout sessions is no easy task for people. So let's assume more exercise won't work for you. Maybe cooling down your room can be an easier way to get the same effect on your body temperature. It turns out that, yes, people sleep better in colder rooms. Don't go overboard and turn your bedroom into the Polar Express, but slightly cooler than room temperature might actually help you to sleep easier. This hack is great because it's very low effort and it's also easy to be consistent. It's a good first step towards better sleep. Speaking of consistency, sticking to a proper sleep schedule is one of the best things you can do for your sleep. Not only will this help you to get the correct amount of sleep, but it will also help your body to get ready for sleep every single day at the same time. Just like animals, humans have a circadian rhythm that helps us sleep during the night to stay awake during the day. It can get thrown off by a lot of different factors, especially in this fast-paced modern world. That's why a sleep schedule can be so helpful. If you're off track, you can get back to a healthier circadian rhythm through conscious effort. A sleep schedule is only so helpful when you're still keeping habits that are bad sleep hygiene. Being on your phone or computer is a very common way that people mess up their own sleep patterns. When your body thinks it's ready to go to sleep, usually when it starts getting dark outside, it starts producing a hormone called melatonin to make you sleepy. Blue light tricks the brain into thinking it's daytime, which stops melatonin production. Or at least it may partially stop melatonin production or delay it. The thing is, blue light won't destroy your sleep schedule on its own. So if you really can't say goodbye to that last-minute text message, you might not have to. You can consider wearing blue light filter glasses or setting a different light filter on your computer instead of cutting out the screen time altogether. That doesn't mean that you can keep bad habits without making any changes. Blue light can harm your sleep, but so can stimulating activities for the same reason. You might just have to leave games and interesting text conversations for early in the day if you want to maintain a good sleep schedule. Of course, taking melatonin pills can help counteract both of these problems. It's not unhealthy to take them, but it's more convenient in the long run if you keep up good sleep hygiene without needing pills or supplements. Stress is the #1 way that poor sleep is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Poor sleep can make your mental health worse, and poor mental health can make your sleep worse. Even when you fall asleep, excessive stress can fragment your sleep, so you aren't reaping all of the benefit. How do you break out of the cycle? Well, I can't give you a single answer that will work for everyone. Just like diets and workout routines, what will help you relax before bed is a personal thing. What I can say is that you should be intentional about creating a calm environment when you want to go to sleep. If nothing else, calming rituals like meditating, doing stretches, drinking a cup of tea can be a signal to your brain that it's time to get ready for bed, even if they don't lower stress levels. I don't want to put any pressure or give you a guilty conscience to any of you that are bad sleepers. I hope this video was able to give you some advice and extra content about what sleep really does for our health, because it's something that we all need. People usually know that sleep is important. They just need to know how to fix their sleep and keep good sleep hygiene. If there's only one thing that you take away from this video, it should be not to feel stressed about getting poor sleep. It is a problem, but it's one that you can fix with time. Like everything else in life, it's all about balance, and it's hard to go from 0 to 100 right away. Just do what you can, and your sleep will improve little by little. Whoa, this video made me sleepy.